Warning: electrical shock hazard. Disconnect power before removing doors. Failure to do so can result in death or electrical shock. Unplug the refrigerator or disconnect the power. Open the refrigerator doors and remove food and any adjustable door or utility bins. Ensure there is proper support in place for the doors while hinges are being removed. Do not depend solely on the door gasket magnets to hold the doors in place. Keep both doors closed while using a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the top hinge cover from the right-hand door. Use a 3/16" hex key wrench to remove the 2 hinge screws, leaving the 2 locator screws in place. Set the hinge screws aside. Warning: excessive weight hazard. Use 2 or more people to lift the refrigerator door. Failure to do so can result in back or other injury. Lift the right refrigerator door from the bottom hinge pin. The top hinge will come away with the door. Do not remove the bottom hinge. Once removed, lay the door on a soft, clean surface using a towel, blanket, or piece of cardboard as a cushion. Use the Phillips head screwdriver to remove the top hinge cover from the left-hand door. Depending on the type of water connector used on your refrigerator model, locate and disconnect the water tubing using one of the following 2 methods. For this style connector, disconnect the water dispenser tubing by pressing the outer ring against the face of the fitting and gently pulling the dispenser tubing free. The water dispenser tubing should remain attached to the left-hand door. For this style connector, disconnect the water dispenser tubing by lifting up on the waterline clip and gently pulling the tubing free. The water tubing will remain attached to the refrigerator door. Disconnect the wiring plug located on top of the door hinge by grasping each side of the wiring plug and using your left thumb to press down to release the catch. Then pull the sections of the plug apart. Do not remove the green ground wire as it remains attached to the door hinge. Use a 3/16" hex key wrench to remove the 2 hinge screws, leaving the 2 locator screws in place. Set the hinge screws aside. Using 2 or more people, lift the door off the hinge and set aside on a soft, clean surface. To remove the freezer drawer front, pull the drawer out until fully extended. Using a 1/4" hex driver, remove both of the screws at the top of the drawer front that fasten the drawer to the drawer glides. Lift up on the drawer front to release the plastic studs from the drawer glide bracket slots. Push the drawer glides back into the freezer. To replace the freezer drawer front, pull the drawer glides out from the freezer compartment until fully extended. Align the 2 plastic studs at the bottom of the drawer front with the drawer glide bracket slots and slide into place. Insert both of the screws at the top of the drawer front and tighten. To replace the left-hand door, lower the door onto the bottom hinge pin and hold the door in place. Door magnets should not be relied on to support the weight of the door without the top hinge screws installed. While holding the door in place, align and replace the top left hinge with the screws removed earlier. Do not tighten screws completely. Important: do not intertwine the water tubing and wiring bundles when reconnecting them. Reconnect the electrical wiring by attaching the 2 sections of the wiring plug. Reconnect the water tubing by reversing the method used earlier to disconnect. Push the water dispenser tubing into the connector until it stops, and push down on the line clip so that it locks the tubing into place. Or, push the water dispenser tubing into the connector until it stops and the outer ring touches the face of the fitting. Replace the right side refrigerator door by lowering the door onto the bottom hinge pin. Insert the top hinge pin into the open hole in the top of the refrigerator door. Using the 2 3/16" hinge screws, fasten the hinge to the cabinet. Do not completely tighten at this time. Completely tighten the hinge screws on both the right and left doors. Then replace both top hinge covers. Plug the refrigerator back into a grounded 3-prong outlet or reconnect power at the circuit breaker.